Then you can hear me? You hung up the phone? Did you hang up the phone? Hang up the phone and see if you hear me through the streamer. You can hear me through StreamYard quick?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hey y'all. How y'all doing out there? Sissy,
Hey, everybody.
what it do, girl?
What it do, boo?
How y'all good folk doing out here? It's been a long time. Dang, sissy, it's been a really long time. Like,
Yes.
December maybe?
Shoot. It's been since what have we been on this year? We ain't been on this year.
Mm-mm. No, ma'am. Hey, Tangela, Miss Creisha, Miss Nita. Protect your peace. Oh, y'all, welcome in.
Welcome in, my
Welcome
sisters.
in. How y'all doing, everybody? I feel strange too, y'all. I got a whole new setup, and I know Amber out there in the chat waiting to see
Hmm.
what it's gonna be like. Uh, we came back, guys. We got a little stuff in order. Got a little stuff in order for you. How about that? So we can come to you guys a little bit more correct, should I say? Correct. How about it, Sissy?
Yes, sis.
You want them hit them with your soundboard one time?
I don't know. Let me see if I can get this right.
Hi, Annette. How are you, that one? And Angel, how are you all? My two said, well, damn. Am I the only one still having technical issues? Mm.
No, I'm not gonna be able to use my soundboard today, sister,
Why?
because I got the computer going, right? But I can only get in on my phone through the StreamYard. So I would need to bring my computer in through StreamYard also. And that would take me to log out, send myself a link into my Gmail, blah, 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 and then log in. So I literally have three devices up, and the only device that has the link that's hooked up, well, my soundboard is hooked up to my computer. If I had it
Mhm.
hooked up to my phone or my iPad, then I would be able to use it. So y'all gonna bear with me till I get my shit fixed, please and thank
Good.
you.
I want to know why you didn't log in from your computer.
Well, because my computer, I haven't got the security on there and I'm scared to log in. I haven't got the the malware and all that stuff because it's not set up. And let me see if I can log in from my computer. But
Of
then I
course you
would
can.
have to
I
minimize.
just sent you the link on your email, and um you really don't have anything to worry about with malware unless you're logging in and chat and going into other places. But for just what we're doing on this, you won't have no problems with that.
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
But I sent you the link. Let's see, y'all. We got 20 people up in the building today. I'm sure y'all saw our topic today, which I think is a very, 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 very hot topic about abuse. We all know that Mr. Jonathan Majors and the Mrs. Megan Good got married here in the past couple of days. They got married, and it was like immediately after this audio was leaked of him admitting to his transgressions against his ex, that he is now currently in a 12-month program for. He avoided jail time, and he's doing a 12-month program. But then they got married. It was a very, very small private ceremony where his mother married them, and her mother was the witness. So a lot of people are saying that the water, hi Tabby, that the water seemed a little muddied around the marriage. Now, he did propose to her back in November. So you have to give credit where credit is due. Because he did propose, that means you already know that he's had every intention on marrying the woman. But do you think that it could have came behind this Rolling Stones leak that came out, um, where he admitted to having some transgressions, physical transgressions against his ex? So, how many of you all are familiar with the Jonathan Majors debacle with his ex? First off, y'all know about that. He was dating the British woman. Um, she said he abused her. He called 911 because she was in the closet, unresponsive. Then the video came out where they had a little tussle. He was caught running away from her. So they were saying, some were saying that he was running for his life to try to get away from her. Are you all familiar with that? Everybody, y'all familiar with that? Yes, Lupa, thank you so very much. She says, no, I think Meg heard it already, honestly. Hmm. So you think she already knew what was going on? You think that she already knew the whole debacle? Because that's kind of what I think to Krisha. I think that she in it for the long haul. The good, the bad, and the ugly. What do y'all think? Nita says, yes, I know he was running from her. So, in addition to him running for her, y'all know all this other stuff came out where he called 911. Um, he said she was in the closet unresponsive. He thought that she had made an attempt suicide on her life and all of that. Yep, she was in court, honey, every step of the way. She was right there. She says, yes, I think he already been into her and she not judging him about it. That's what Christian said. And then my two says, I think so. If it's in him, he's not going to stop because he is in a new relationship. I saw the video of him running. That's what I wanted to jump on right there. By Sissy getting her stuff together. Guys, I'm chewing on, swallowing these halls. This pollen is out. It's all up in my throat. Ugh, I hate it. Hi, Roz. Hi, Candy Kisses. Um, Sometimes when um a person is who they are, You cannot make them be somebody else. You know, sometimes we have to just deal with the reality of who we're dealing with, right? Because you have some men out here who don't care. Okay? They will beat your behind. They will let you know they will beat your behind. And it is what it is. Now, in those situations, that's your choice. You have some men who will beat your behind, don't want nobody to know that they beat your behind, and you better not tell nobody they beat your behind. Then you got some men who will beat your behind and say, I beat your behind because, it's a if, a clause that comes along with the beating your behind. So it's recently been put out there that he has been in some extensive therapy. Now, I want to make sure I'm saying this right because I want to seem biased. But I have to ask, would he have been in therapy prior to this situation going the way it went and being mandated by the courts to be in therapy? But I also have to say then that it's really neither here nor there because the best help and therapy we can ever get is the one that we don't know we need. A lot of times people get in therapy and they find a lot of nuggets, a lot of jewels. They sit in there like this with their arms folded up, mad at the world because they don't want to be there. Then there's one small nugget that can be brought out, and then they're like, "Oh, I needed this. I never knew that I needed this." But then they find out, and learn that they really needed it. So, with that being said, we can look at it that way. She says, no, I don't think so. I hate to say it, but I believe the woman was just toxic that came from Cretia. Now, I think that too. But I will have to say, a lot of times when we find ourselves attracting the same kind of person, these toxic traded people, we have to ask ourselves, what is it about me? What's on the inside of me that's making me attract these kind of people? Because everybody toxic is just not coming to you for a reason. So that lets us know when we have some inner things that we have to work on. And I say that because I think you pronounce her name Jabari. When she came out with her allegations against him, it was a slew of other women who came out and said the same thing. So that lets me know that it's something inside of him that's attracting these type of women that he had before. You get what I'm saying? I don't know how many women it was, but Rolling Stones have been doing a deep dive into his life ever since the guilty plea. And they are saying, allegedly, that there are several women who has made the same allegation. A lot of them don't want to come forth and said that they pretty much almost in so many words been threatened not to come forward. My 2 cents says, I think it was more to his story beyond the video we say, I think 2 cents saw. The judge ruled because of the collection of evidence. Yes, ma'am, I was going to go to that too, Tabby. He has recently let out that he was molested since 9 years of age by both men and women who were supposed to be protecting him. And that sheds a lot of light on the magnetic attraction that he has to toxicity, why he's attracting a certain kind of woman. So I was going into that, but Tabby hit us in the head with his molestation. So yeah, he has made it very clear that he's been sexually abused since the age of 9, and he is dealing with some demons. He's dealing with some demons. Oh no, Tabby, you fine, girl. You fine. That's what we're here for, to jump in it. Um, he's made it very clear that he's dealing with demons. And like Krisha said earlier, she believes that Megan knows everything. And because she knows everything, she's willing to go to bed with her man. Her man. Yep, he's in therapy now, and has been in therapy for some time now. He's in intensive therapy. And let me go back. Amber said, ignore what she said. What did she say? Hey, support the host. Why is Chosen up there twice? Christian, how is Miss White equipment? I don't know. I don't even know where she at. Y'all, please just hit the like button. So, Candy, I use as a basis Megan Good and Jonathan Major's situation. However, it applies to anybody. Like, I just, I felt it not robbery to speak on how sometimes we out here dealing with men that we know nasty. We know they're nasty. We know they vile. We know that they don't give two F's. And we choose to be with those type of people anyway. And when you make those decisions to be with these type of abusive men, then you want everybody to feel sorry for you. Oh. So I'm gonna play the video with the audio. It's a video playing the audio of what he said. So give me a moment. Let me pull that up. Y'all, it's been a long time since we've been live. I had to even remember how to set up. I had to remember how to set up a live. How about that? Here we go.
Because I said something sarcastically. If in your eyes.
Clearly, it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly,
something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you. I'm ashamed. I've never wrestled with a woman before. Again, it's just, I've never, I addressed like.
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under addressed.
Yeah.
Like, that's never happened to me. So I.
Because I said something sarcastically. If in your eyes.
Clearly, it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly,
something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you. I'm ashamed. I've never wrestled with a woman before. Again, it's just, I've never, I addressed like.
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under addressed.
Yeah.
Like, that's never happened to me. So I.
Because I said something sarcastically. If in your eyes.
Clearly, it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly,
something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you.
Okay. I let it play a couple of times, guys, and the reason being is because she has a British accent, so you have to listen carefully to what's being said. And if you were paying attention, if you could hear what they were saying, is she was saying that, well, he was like, well, clearly it's a little more than that, because she said you strangled me and you pushed me. And he was like, I've never wrestled with a woman before. And she says, oh, all because I said something sarcastically. And he says, oh, it's a little bit more than that. So they're looking over the parts where He said, "Oh, it's a little bit more than that," because she was like, "You pushed me." But my question is, why was she recording him? That was my help. Like, why were you recording? Amber is so damn. Look, no, we ain't left you nowhere. My two. Hi, Dark and Lovely. How are you? So I took note to that was being said. Um, I took note to that was being said whenever she was like, "Yeah, you choked me and pushed me all the time," and he was like, "A little bit more to it than that." So you can't leave out certain things. You know, you got to have all the pieces to a puzzle when you start trying to decide and make decisions. So, but I do think Megan is very much aware. And listen, let me say this, guys. Oh, thank you, Robbie. She says, "I'm glad to see you guys live again." My grandmother used to have this saying where she would say, "There's nothing but a bad wind, WIND, that does not change." I never understood that for a day in my life. She was like, "It's only a bad wind that don't change. You know, wind blow from left to right, north to south. It changes direction all the time." I didn't understand that, but as I got older, now I'm grown, seasoned, shall I say, because I'm not old. Um, I understand it better now. My ex, very abusive. He was a very abusive guy, right? And I stayed. No matter what, I stayed. Even if I thought I wanted to leave, I would get something new. And that helped, entice me to stay. He was very abusive. He's had so many demons and devils that he's had to deal with um, from a child to now at the time being a young man, a young adult. But now he is not the same man that he was as a younger man. He was incarcerated for 20 years. Some of y'all know that. And you can't get this man to do nothing wrong now. He even thinks that playing cards is a sin. Like he believes, when I say he changed, but incarceration changed him. He didn't just do it on his own. It was incarceration. But when he came out of doing that federal penitentiary time, he was a changed man. He's a deacon in the church now. Like he got all, he's a changed man. And go back 30 some years ago, I could not see him being the man that he is today. Nobody wouldn't have ever, never made me or anybody else that know him believe that he would be the man that he is today. Because he was hell, y'all. You hear me? He was going back and forth to court, and I remember one time he had shaved in his head, what was it? NWA was out and all that. But he had F the police shaved in his head sitting in court. Just disrespectful, didn't care nothing about nobody. You hear me? Now the man think playing cards is a sin. So he has drastically changed his life and his ways. And I let me give him a hand of applause for that, guys, because yeah, he's really changed his life. He has. So shout out to 6ix9ine for that. That was his name back then. If you call him 6ix9ine now, some people he'll answer, some he won't. It depends on who calls him 6ix9ine, because that was his name. He was almost 7 feet tall. But yeah. But shout out to him for that, because he is a changed man. He and my husband get along really, really, really well. And they can laugh and talk. And we can commune together, have dinner together, and all those good things. But yeah, so I'm saying all that to say that some men will change, some men do change. But again, I think that it takes a strong, positive woman beside them to build them up and lift them up, to help them see and be that change that they want to see in their lives. You know what I mean? I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just don't see a man being this great person and making all the reflections and changes that they need to make in their life without a strong, positive woman there to push them. What do y'all think? Do y'all think so? Put a one in the chat if you think so too. Or if you don't think so, put a two in the chat. Hey Troy, look at me speaking to Troy, y'all. Y'all gotta excuse my voice. It is so this pollen came quick and fast. Ross said one. I guess nobody else don't think so, but no, I can't hear you, sissy. It shows me that you're muted. I don't know. Can y'all hear her? I heard you when you were on before. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with Amber Graham. Lord Jesus help me. She said I didn't hear the question. We're installing a new microwave. I was just saying that we know that men can change. You know, men can change, women can change. But do you think that men are able to adapt and make the necessary changes needed in their life without a strong, positive woman to uphold them and help guide them? Or y'all think they're capable of doing it on their own? It's funny that I say that because it was also an audio leaked of him before where he was telling old girl, his ex, he was like, look, I need a Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama on my side. Are y'all familiar with when he told her that? That she had to learn how to act? Because where he was going in life, he needed a Michelle Obama or Coretta King. So that too lets me know that he kind of knew what he needed in life. He just hadn't got his track, together and where it needed to be. But he told her that. Were y'all familiar with that? Anybody? Were y'all familiar with that? I'm going to play it for y'all. Let me pull it up. What's his name? Can y'all hear Sissy? Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me call Sissy and see what's going on. How do I? Give us 1 moment, guys. Okay. You there, Sissy?
I'm here.
Okay. We can hear you, girl. We can hear you now.
That's so weird. Can you hear me through the microphone?
I can hear you. This
Can
makes
you
you.
hear the sound effect? You hear that?
I like to hear you. Snap.
Oh my God, I don't even know what the hell.
You pushing your soundboard?
Yeah, I just pushed it and you can hear it. And I can hear me. I can hear you. That's weird. I don't even know what I just did. You called me and now it worked. Okay, girl. Hey, y'all. I am not no technical person. This shit stresses me out. Whew.
Yeah. She struggled with technology. She don't do. Yeah, she don't like all that stuff. But
I don't like it.
we're getting there.
Once I learn it, I'm gonna love it though.
Yep, you will. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm gonna share the screen again so I can let y'all hear what he was telling her. So while I'm pulling it up, pretty much what I'm saying is he knew a long time ago that he needed a strong black woman on his side to make him stand up in the position that he needed to be. Now everybody don't need a strong. Hey, Cree. Everybody don't need a strong black woman. Some men just need a woman. But in his case, he was saying, "Look, I need you to be something you can't be because she wasn't gonna be Michelle or
Oh,
whatever." Let's just be honest here. So, but he knew what he needed. All right.
Where your friends know what job I'm on and go, I think Grace is gonna be out of commission. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I won't.
No, you understand that? Because that team, that unit, right? Grace has to be in a certain mindset to support Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife.
I know I'm not. I shouldn't have gone out. I'm
No,
sorry.
let me just lay it out for you, right? If I'm just gonna say this. My temper, my shit, my trauma, blah, all that said, right? And I'm gonna say I'm a great man. A great man. I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in. That's real. I'm not being a dick about it. I didn't ask for it. I've worked, and that's the situation. The woman that supports me, that I support, that needs to be a great woman and make sacrifices the way that man is making for her and for them ultimately. Last night, 2 nights ago, you did not do that. You did not do that.
I'm sorry.
Which took away from the plan. And the plan is everything. If it was just greenhouse drunk, maybe I could have swallowed it. Or I was going to go and like, oh, hey, let's just go to bed. Which I said, I'm just going to go to bed. I'm not hungry, blah, blah, blah. Because Grace isn't here. Why? She was drunk. Why else? She was clogged by whatever was going on. You know what I mean? Fine. I can take that. Fine.
All right, guys. So, yeah. What y'all think about that? Have y'all heard that before?
I did when it initially dropped.
What do you think when you initially heard it?
I didn't really have one opinion, one way or the other. I just learned to not prejudge, but I also, in the back of my mind, I often wonder, like, you brothers is going out here. I can't say that if you pick a white woman or a black woman, women are just toxic all around. you know. But I think he just, I don't know what drew him to her. That was my thought, like, what the hell, you know, how did you initially hook up with her? What was the commonalities, you know, what made you think that she could be your queen, you know, because it was said that she was a clubber, a heavy clubber.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, if women like that club scene, I mean, for me, I can see going out every now and then, a girl's night, but if you just gotta be out in the club drinking and getting wild, that's not relationship material.
So you think he was gonna? Do you think he thought he was gonna be able to turn a whore into a housewife?
I think he probably did.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of times men think that, and it don't
Mm-hmm.
happen, and then they begin to abuse them. Now
Yep.
it don't make it right. It's no, by any means isn't right, but it happens so much that a man wants to conform a woman into what he wants her to be because he loves the outward aesthetics of her, what she looks like,
Exactly.
how her
Yep.
hair moves, and all of that. But on the inside, she's gutter.
Yep.
So they be thinking that they can turn these women into what they want them to be, and then they still look like what they need them to look like on the outside. And
That's
when
what I
they
was
don't,
thinking. What do you think about her look, sissy? I mean, do you think she's like this Halle Berry?
no, I didn't think so, but
That's what I'm saying. What drew him to her? You know, because normally you would think aesthetics, but not in this case.
no, I don't think it was. It may have been just her position in life. You know, she was a British dancer. She probably moved well. You know, she probably had a few tricks in the bedroom.
Right.
You know, things of that nature. But a lot of times when the women don't budge and turn into what they want them to be, they think they can beat them into what they want them to be. You know, and the women are not their children. You know, I used to tell my ex, I already been raised. My mom and daddy done raised me. You can't re-raise me. You can't whoop me and make me be what you want me to be. But don't get it twisted. I had a mouth on me too, baby. I would tell him in a hot flash, F you. Don't be talking junk to me. Go hate your man, and she the one who bought you here. You know, I would give it to him. Oh my God. And he would give it to me, you know, physically. So we were just toxic together. In a nutshell, and I can only, you know, just speak for myself, but a lot of times men will try to re-raise you and make you be what they want you to be. But that's why we have to learn who we are so we can know what compliments us from the inside out. You cannot not know who you are and expect to have a woman to nurse your needs when you don't even know who you are. Like,
Right. Now, I wasn't sure about the part where it said in one of the audios where he was aggressive or rough with her. Is he admitting that he balled his fist up and punched her? Or is he saying he just kind of like mushed her face, pushed her out the way, pushed her out of his face? Because when we talk about domestic violence or women who are being abusive, that video where he took off running, like initially she was in his face, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that women who are victims of domestic violence, we're not gonna just walk up in his space like we can beat his ass.
You're right.
And that's what I got from it, you know, from the video where he took off running through the alleys.
Hi, Stacy.
Hey, girl. Hey, Stacy. Hey, everyone.
And Latte. How are you all?
Hey, Cruz.
Yeah, you're right. But on the flip side of that, what I didn't want to go amiss with is, has Megan Good put herself in a position to secure her safety? How can she know that she's safe? I watched.
I don't know. I was here's something that I learned. Different women bring out different qualities in a man, and they bring out different energy in a man.
Right.
Say, like, it's really a toss up, because the person that I went through the most DV with, initially he would say, "Come on now, don't make me put my hands on you. You're not even that type of woman that I would want to put my hands on," So when I think about that line, one day it wasn't that anymore, and in Megan's case, I think just what we see online, she walks in femininity, like she's subtle. Like, this is what I get from her energy. Like, she moves like a woman. She moves like a respectable woman. She moves like a woman that would never be in her man's space, rah rah, and nigga this and nigga that and bitch ass this and bitch ass that. Like, she doesn't move that way. She seems elegant, classy. This is just what I get from her, versus him being with somebody that's a man being with a woman that's challenging their masculinity or being mad disrespectful. He has that choice to walk away. But I think Megan, personally, I think she's safe. I don't see her bringing that energy out of her partner. I don't think he's a woman beater. It's a difference between a man that may have made a mistake, may have put his hands on a woman, versus a man that thinks it's okay to do it and to continue to do it,
Yeah.
And then plus he's in therapy.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, you don't see him like out in public with this bad boy persona. You don't hear him cussing out women, disrespecting women, calling them names and things of that nature, because you can almost bet your bottom dollar that goes hand in hand with a woman beater,
Right.
That's what I was speaking on when we first started, when I said you have different kind of men. Like, some you're gonna know what it is out the gate, some they kind of subtle with it, and some they do it but with what had happened was, so I watched him a couple of days ago on Sherry Shepherd. He had her in tears, guys. If you haven't seen it, you seen it? If you have not seen it, go watch it, y'all. He just talked about how being with Megan. He said he had an aha moment, and one day he was just like, "This feels different. This feels different. I feel, it was an aura that they gave off to one another in their relationship." Now, those aren't the words he used, but those are the words that I'm using. Being that, when me and my husband were in church and we were over the marriage ministry, we used to try to encourage each other to feed their spouse's aura, like to feed their spirit instead of the person. So when I heard him speak, I was familiar with what he was saying. He was like, "This feels different." And y'all, it was the way his face lit up, the glow. And it wasn't something that he could do acting. Like, it was just, it when you know it. If you're married, if you ever been married or in a really serious committed relationship, you know what I'm speaking of. But don't be fooled that because he felt like this was different, don't mean that he won't have bits and pieces and moments of his past to veer its ugly head. Because in that same show, he said that they've learned to talk to one another. They've learned to communicate, talk things out. But he also said that there are moments where he knows to leave the room. So that lets you know, they had their little things, But he said And then again, it was how he said when he said he need to leave the room sometime. That also lets you know that Miss Good can be a firecracker when needed.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like she'll pop off if she needs to.
But I'm wondering when she pops off, is it the kind of pop off that like, are they arguing about an outfit she might be wearing and it may be too sexy or too revealing? And he's like, no, baby, you ain't wearing that. And she's like,
No, he loved that. When you see him out in public,
Mhm.
he adores her body, her mood. You watch the videos of them like out dancing and stuff. He likes
Yeah.
to show like he not bothered by that.
Yeah, I'm just saying as an example though,
Okay.
but like what is she what in their conversation in their daily life, like they're not arguing over the price of eggs, surely. It makes you wonder what goes through his mind as a man that he feels like he got to leave the room, which he also stated that he knows he still has work to do. So I commend him for recognizing that and being able to walk out the room as well. But when I compare him, say for example, let's use brother-in-law. So let's say I know your mouth is something, right? But you're not disrespectful, right? You're not disrespectful to your king. Hypothetically speaking, if you two had a disagreement and brother-in-law he's the kind of man that no matter how angry he is with you, no matter how angry, even if his eyeballs want to pop out of his head, he still don't have to leave the room from you, because he's the king, and he knows how to communicate his emotions to you, even in his anger, and he's not a threat to you physically or even mentally. Like he would never disrespect you or call you out your name or lift his hand to you, no matter how enraged that you've made him. And now, yeah, I'm just saying this hypothetically, versus him, Jonathan Majors, if he was enraged with his wife, what goes on through his body that makes him feel like, oh, I gotta leave the room? Is he thinking because I'm gonna put my hands on you, or I might snatch you up? Like, it is really a deep question. It just really makes you wonder,
Yeah, I get it, because like I was just saying, or you said, that it's certain women who bring a certain thing out of a man, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna come back to Creed thing too. I'm gonna come back to that. It's a certain thing that certain people can bring out of one another. You heard me speaking on how my ex was very abusive.
Mhm.
I would walk around with a black eye, but I got the new keys to a new car with my black eye and all. I would talk big shit too, like I would. But I find myself in a position now where I don't have to talk big shit, you know? And
Right.
I can't say that because I don't talk big shit, I don't get my tail whooped, or I don't get my tail whooped because I don't talk big shit. You know what I'm saying? We respect one another.
Mhm.
Anybody who talks to me frequently on the back end, they know Mr. White don't hold his tongue. If he got something he want to say to me, he say it, and he's stern when he need to be stern. But he's never like a disrespectful stern. You know when he not playing. You know when he mean what he say, because he don't let me get away with everything. Y'all know that. He just check me
Right.
real quick. Creature still in here? Yeah. I'm gonna speak on Creature for a moment. When this was being said about her getting knots upside her head or whatever it was that her husband said, I wasn't in her live that day, but whenever it was spoke on the back end, my first thing that I said was, well, he didn't have no other answer to give because you don't hit him. So because you don't hit him, you don't even have to find out. you know. So I'm saying that to say it's how you treat people, what you give to people is what they give back to you in most instances. You got some men who don't even try. They don't try. They don't care. Um, they beat your tail uh, with their fist and their mouth. Hurt your ego as well as your face. And when you come across those kind of people, when I see those kind of situations, my heart yearns. My heart yearns for them. Listen, my heart yearns for a man when I see a woman just tongue lashing him. That my heart yearns for that because um, when you tongue lashing a man, he's supposed to just take it. Is that right? You know, um, it's a form of bullying because what you hit me. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You know you ain't gonna do nothing or can't do nothing. Or if you do, what's going to happen? So why would you provoke that? Why would you do that? Like, I don't get that. That does something to me. But Cree has said, didn't he act rude at an award show or red carpet towards her? I'm not familiar with that, Cree. Can you tell us more about it? And when you say her, are you meaning to Megan or to his ex? I went back and I looked through, and y'all, I'm not biased. Please don't think I'm biased. I went back and I was looking to see his previous relationships. And it looks like they've all been Caucasian women. I'm not going to say he hasn't never dated another black girl, but at least it's not in the public eye. I don't see any pictures of him and a ex being a melanated woman. And I'm bringing that up because if you follow these social media sites and everything that they're saying about him, they're like, oh yeah, he needed a sister to wheel him back in. He needed a sister to do this, and he needed a sister to do that. And I asked my husband what was his thoughts on that because I tease my husband a lot, y'all, because his ex was of a different race and many other women that he's dated. And I tease him all the time. I'd be like, yeah, you got with his sister. I said, you know, they say once you go black, you ain't going back. You know, and I tease him about that all the time. It's just a little inside joke that we have. But he says, my husband will tell you that it has nothing to do with the woman's race, that it's who she is on the inside. So I pry. I'm like, but what is it? What was it about those type of women that you liked? Because some people have a foot fetish. They love a woman with beautiful eyes, or it's just different things that attract the opposite sex to one another. He was like, he felt like it was just like looking at a lot of eyes and hair and things of that nature. Because you gotta have an outward appearance about somebody that attracts you. And, that was his. I said, oh, okay. So, but nonetheless, he got me now. And he can try. He ain't going nowhere. I'm just teasing, but nah, he ain't going nowhere. She says to Megan, and people were saying at some event he kind of acted rude, like he was jealous or something. I'm gonna have to look for that. I don't know. But they also speak on that as far as the financial situation. Because now he's only worth a tenth of her. He lost every endorsement. He lost his commercials.
Mm-hmm.
His big thing was with Marvel.
Right. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's on a comeback, back up now. But he has to get there. I'm going to go see that movie tonight or tomorrow. Well, if I don't go tonight, I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna go support and see what's all about because I said it was an Oscar-worthy performance. So I'm about to
What's the
check
name
it
of the movie?
out. A magazine, something magazine. Let me look. So I'm gonna check it out and see what it's about. I'm gonna let y'all know too. I ain't gonna tell y'all the movie, but I'm gonna tell y'all if it was Magazine Dreams, if it was Oscar worthy or not. But being that he is worth a fraction of her now, because you know it was being said one time before that she paid the lawyer fees, like whatever he needed, she was there. Like she had the brother, like, I got you. I got you. So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. Um, I believe in redemption. I do. Because look, I could be the first to say that what if my husband had looked at my past and passed me right on by? Mm. So I do believe in redemption. I know that people change. I'm a witness. I'm a witness. So I don't want to turn a blind eye to his accomplishments. I don't want to take away any of his credit and the hard work that he's dedicated and put into his life to make his life in the world. But I don't want my sister to get caught slipping out there either. You know, if that makes sense. So I wish them well. Um, I'm sure that if he's told her everything, she know the red flags to look for and to, and she'll be ready to move accordingly if need be. I pray the brother continues to grow, become stronger, and excel in all that he does. If you go back and follow this story and listen to a lot of the audio and different commentary and things like that, I don't think the woman was completely innocent. I'll say it like that. Don't mean no man should be beating up on no woman, but I don't think she was completely innocent. In fact, when I watched that video initially of him running, if you go back to the part before he was running, he kept pushing her back in the car. He kept pushing her back in the car because he knew that once he walked away, she was coming. She was coming. So I think there was a lot to it. I think there was a lot to it. You can't be out here verbally abusing people and then you get hit and then you want to yell abuser. Because abuse comes in many forms and fashions.
And the fact that she kept running up to him like she wasn't scared. So
it seems like she was more afraid of what he said to her verbally when he challenged her to be better. When he challenged her to be a better woman, you know, he would little girl her about her behaviors and her drunkenness and things like that. And I think that bothered her more than anything.
Guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't know. Let me see.
Anybody want to come up and give their insight?
Mr. D Ham in women business.
Hey, bro.
You know what? D Ham was a perfect example of what I was just speaking on about beating a man up verbally and tongue lashing a man and then not expecting him to say anything back.
Right.
That's a perfect example.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I raised my son, no matter who it is, respect is earned.
Hmm. Yep.
But he has a sister, you know, and he's been disrespected a couple times. And baby, his sister and his mama pulled up. Pulled up.
I was looking because I remember she had sued him afterwards, but I didn't know. She dropped the lawsuit.
Wonder why.
Hmm. So in March of 2024, Jabari filed a lawsuit against Majors alleging a pattern of domestic abuse and defamation. Jabari claimed Majors physically abused her during their relationship, including incidents in New York, Los Angeles, and London. Majors was convicted of a misdemeanor assault and harassment in December of 2023, stemming from an incident with Jabari in the back of a car. Mm. Yeah, so she was suing him, and then she dropped the lawsuit. Mhm. So she probably knew she didn't really have anything because anybody can sue you, but it don't mean that they're gonna win.
Exactly.
Hmm. Y'all know I'm being sued.
Hmm.
Sister said, yeah, it's okay.
I can't hear my son. Trying to understand. Can y'all hear it? Shit.
Oh, on your soundboard?
Yeah. Damn it. Oh, can you hear it? I can hear it now. But y'all can't hear it.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my green call when we get off live. Because if I tell you everything was set up and working fine, we did a test on my personal channel. Did a chicken head.
Now that's funny. Is that what you do?
Chicken head.
Yeah, I know Sissy Petty, right?
I am very, very petty when y'all fuck with my sister.
Girl, I ain't worried about nobody.
Petty as fuck. And I got an attitude, so we best change this subject.
Okay, well we already been on live for an hour, so I guess we can kind of break it on down. I dropped the link if anybody wants to come up.
Damn, bro, come on up and tell us what you think about Jonathan Majors. Like he was with that girl. That girl had him running for his life through that alley. She was bucking all up on him and everything. Like, she was about their life for real. And happy birthday to my niece. Happy belated birthday.
Adria Dunn said probably reached a settlement outside of court very well too. Did she have money? I don't know. Let me look up and see.
Hey, Ramona. Mona Chi. see.
I'm looking up to see what her oh, hold on one second.
I'm trying to see if I can get y'all to hear my sound bites. What's
Oh,
this
God.
again?
What did you say, Sissy?
I said while you was doing that, I was messing with my soundboard, trying to see if I can see if they can hear it.
Oh,
Let me know if you hear it though.
I don't.
Ooh, that wind is whipping outside. Sound like we about to have a tornado.
I could not think of her first name for nothing.
Who?
No, I was looking for her net worth, but I will say I don't think she was really broke because they traveled in some of the same circles as how they even met.
I wouldn't be surprised to find out she's worth millions.
You know, so she has a net worth of $4 million.
Mm.
You know, so she ain't broke. She ain't broke.
She ain't broke.
I was, I saw that and then I got caught up because I see here that she, Megan, she even was paying her husband child support.
Say what?
Said that Megan was even paying his child support.
Mm. Wow.
$75,000 a month. I mean, yeah, $75K a month for child support. Honey, he need to go get a child support reduction.
Yep.
These amounts of child support be astronomical, honey.
Mm. Watch where y'all sprinkle them seeds.
What are they gonna do with that, girl? Hey, D-Ham.
Hey,
What's going
Brian.
on? What's going on, beautiful ladies? How y'all doing?
We okay? How about you?
Good.
Oh man, I can't complain. I can't complain. What's going on? I just got up in here.
Yeah, we was talking about Jonathan Majors and
Megan
Megan.
Good.
They just got married right after that audio was released of him admitting that he did transgress that woman. Now he didn't say how he transgressed her. So she tried to she was like, well, you choked me and you pushed me several times, and he was like, yeah, I did, but so there's so many words like I'll play it for you right quick. Hold on. Let me let you hear it. Let me go back because I had changed it. Ooh. Hold on one second. Sissy, talk to them while I'll pull it back up.
Hey, Adria.
Okay.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, Adria. Stay safe in that Alabama weather. D-Ham, you off today, bro?
Nah, nah, nah. I just actually started back.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, Boo Love, McCree, Sabrina, Roz. Sorry we didn't get to speak to y'all individually. Partially my
So
fault.
let me ask you. So Jonathan Majors and the young lady that accused him that he got convicted of
In your
some
eyes.
type of
It's more than
simple
that.
assault, whatever it
Yeah.
was.
Something inside of you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was you.
They had a conversation.
Well, I don't know when the conversation was, but the audio just got released a couple of days ago, and Rolling Stones is who dropped it because they've been doing an extensive background on him, their own little expose they've been doing on him for a while now. So the release of his new movie was coming out, and he had been pushing that. They dropped this, and then he gets married. So here it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna play it.
I'm ashamed. I've never gone out. I never wrestled with a woman before. Yeah, it's just, I've never, I addressed you. Like,
You strangled me and pushed me against the
yeah,
car.
all those things are under addressed.
Yeah.
Like, that's never happened to me. So I
Because I said something sarcastically. If in your eyes.
clearly it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly that.
Something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you. I'm ashamed. I've never gone out. I never wrestled with a woman before. Yeah, it's just, I've never, I addressed you. Like,
You strangled me and pushed me against the
yeah,
car.
all those things are under addressed.
Yeah.
Like, that's never happened to me. So I
Because I said something sarcastically. If in your eyes.
clearly it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly that.
Something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you. I'm ashamed. I've never gone out.
So yeah, that's it.
wrestled with a woman
It just plays
before.
over
Yeah, it's just,
because all I wanted was
I've never-
just the
I addressed you.
video. I mean, the audio part of it. And everywhere you look,
All those things
everybody's
are under
doing
addressed.
their own
Yeah.
commentary on it. So
Like, that's never
took
happened
that
to me.
part
So
out.
Because I said something sarcastically. If
So what do you think, DM?
I couldn't really make out what everything it was saying, but
I'm gonna tell you what he
basically,
said.
yeah, go ahead.
He says, I'm really ashamed because I've never wrestled with the woman. And she was like, you choked me and you pushed me. And he was like, wait a minute. She says, all because I said something sarcastic. And he was like, clearly it's a lot more than that. And she was like, yeah, it is. And then, hold on, let me make sure I'm not missing up. He says, I'm ashamed. I've never gone that far and wrestled with a woman before. I mean, I've just never, and she says, you strangle me and push me all the time. And he says, that's never happened to me. And she says, because I said something sarcastic. And he says, clearly it's more than that. Yeah, something inside of you. And it's, it starts over again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, basically, anything he say while they're trying to get it sound like they're, well, y'all help me if I'm wrong about this, y'all, but it sounds like oftentimes what it sounds like, a woman will say exactly what they want you to somewhat admit to. They're not gonna say, hey, we got into an altercation. That's too broad. They're gonna say, hey, you strangled me, you pushed me, you choked me. Now they're gonna use those words. And if a man doesn't outrightly say that's not true, that never happened, it can then be taken as if it is as an admission of guilt. Even if he doesn't deny it emphatically. You understand? So I believe basically what the girl was saying she only did was antagonize him by being sarcastic or however. But they minimized how the altercation escalated, minimize it on her end where there's no accountability, and all the burden of responsibility relies on the man on how he reacted in the moment. So I believe Jonathan Majors, if he doesn't realize that there's a plot to destroy his career,
Right.
you
Definitely.
know, you really, they're dropping this right when your life is getting going again.
Yep.
So when did this conversation happen really? You know, when was this one? You know, so I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it just to me seems like whoever's behind this girl and helping her, they're not happy with him moving on with and being successful and having success anywhere in his future. So he has to be real careful.
Right. And imagine if she hasn't really let go, like she really wants him back, and she's some obsessed stalker and watching his every move, everything he posts on social media, everything related to him and Megan. Like, yeah, he better be real careful.
Okay, so, hold on, y'all. Andrea asked, who got a child? So when I went back to read it, that was a rumor from social media, and I'm looking now and it says he does not have any children. It was just
Okay.
them putting it out there because they said that she was helping pay like the dog training bills and things like that. So sometimes they say their dogs are their kids, so people took it and ran with it. So I want to make sure that.
And I bet you it's the same type of women that let they man who don't even have a job use their car while they at work.
So then when you were talking, right, this
Uh-huh.
came in my mind because you was like, if a man doesn't outright come out and say he didn't do it. And I was listening because in the middle of that conversation, if you notice, like when he would trying to get his words out, he was kind of chewing up his words a little bit, and then she would jump in and say something. I found through doing counseling and stuff, men are not great communicators, right? And a lot of times when a man is thought process, he trying to get one thing out, that woman could be then shot 3 or 4 more things at him so fast before he can answer the first thing. So a lot of times it makes a man sound guilty because they're still trying to process and get out that first thing when the woman done jumped and bam, 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 and he's still over there like don't mean they're lying. They just don't process as well or as fast as women do, and that's a fact. You do know that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But it can make a man seem very much guilty.
Mm-hmm.
D-Ham says something else.
I'm sorry. Can you hear Miss White?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't hear her.
He can't hear me?
He can't hear you.
No. It may be my phone.
Everybody else can hear me?
You want to drop down, bro, and come back up?
I can hear you. I can't hear her.
Well, she the one talking.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll drop down.
and come back up.
Yeah, all right.
And then when D-Ham was speaking, another thing crossed my mind. Just the timing of everything. Like, why now? Why was the audio dropped now? Why? Anybody want to guess one? That's something to think about. Like, why was the audio?
And then Rolling Stones is the one who wanted to make sure it got out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell it was a plot on his career. You know, he don't piss somebody off in Hollywood as well.
But I think he's doing okay. He's redeeming himself, you know.
Yeah, but why are they trying to release shit? This is stuff from God knows how long ago.
Hey, Spicy.
What? Oh, that's D-Ham.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got your window down, bro.
No, y'all shouldn't hear anything. Hold on.
DT, is DT in our chat?
Michelle says to make him look bad. I know him and Megan was secretly married. I don't think it was a secret. I just think it was private. Like they were like, let's go ahead and do what we got to do. Because he actually proposed to her back in November.
I don't know, something about Jonathan Majors. After I watched him in Creed, then I started looking at his older movies. Something
Girl,
where
I didn't like him in Creed. I was mad at him.
I
I
know.
was like, you big ass bullet. Like,
Right.
I didn't like him for real.
He played that role.
Can y'all hear me clear better? Y'all hear me a little bit better now?
Yeah. Can you hear Sissy?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't like him in Creed. I was like, you big. But I guess that's the part. You know, he played his part.
He's a good actor, though.
He is.
He's a good actor.
But did I hear him say it was his first time wrestling with a girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good word to use, man.
Yeah, it was because it takes two to wrestle.
Yeah, because it's almost like he's trying to have some accountability, but within that will come more harm than good, because it'll almost seem like you beat this woman down just by using the word wrestle, and wrestle means you could have been trying to get her up off you.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. It takes two to wrestle. Yep.
You know, we don't know who the aggressor was, so basically he has to be real careful with trying to hold himself to a place of accountability, as well as admitting to anything that contribute to her claims. You know,
Right.
So he has to be careful.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Because we all should know better by now, from wrestling and having to put a pillow up to keep yourself from being sprayed with shit.
Yeah. He did an interview with some guy. I can't think of the guy's name, a couple of days ago. And he said, can we address the audio that had been leaked? And he told the guy, he said, I love you, brother. But I can't talk about it, and it's still some stuff happening, or some kind of way he worded. So,
well, I hope he has an attorney and he's taking advice of taking legal counsel, because
his boo ain't playing, D-Ham. His boo ain't playing now.
Well, he got a good one on his side now, but he has to be real careful. And at the end of the day, I think that there should have been somebody holding her accountable too.
He got a new movie, Lachelle, that just came out. I'm gonna go watch it tonight. Magazine Dreams, and they are saying that the boy did the damn thing. They say he played his part. They said it's Oscar worthy.
What's the movie about?
A fitness bodybuilder who was on steroids.
And it's only in theaters.
Yeah, I'm like Sister and Ebert, honey. I like to be one of the first people, because I don't like nobody to tell me about the movie, so I try to go see it as soon as it come out. So it dropped yesterday. I'm going to go today.
I got a surprise for you.
Hey, little boy.
Say hey, Auntie. So I had shots yesterday, and I've been pushing. Say, hey, everybody.
He been fussing. You supposed to give him that Tylenol before you went, honey.
Oh, we did. Before he got shots. Gave it to him. Say hello.
Michelle says, then that explains why the audio came out. Mm-hmm. She probably dropped that lawsuit against him and said, you know what, I don't want your money. I really want to take you through and up out of here, buddy. She said, I got better things for you outside of taking your money. I got my own money. Let me destroy you.
Right. Oh.
That's sad though, isn't it?
It is. And what's even sadder is all the people who turned on him, even seeing him run through the alley, you know, like, remember, it makes me think about when Kevin always talks about Kevin Wesley says, run. If a woman, run, take off. You know.
So Deham, he's in extensive therapy now and has been for over a year. And he's publicly talked about being abused as a child by both men. He said by both men and women since he was 9 years old. And he said the very same people that were supposed to protect him. He also said that, he said Megan was the very first person he told. And
wait a minute, was he sexually abused? Wow, I did not know that.
And he felt obligated to let his mom know. He said he did not blame his mother for it. He don't think it was her fault.
I caught that part, but I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah, he felt like she needed to know. So
Wow.
Whew.
Wow. When did he have his interview?
He's been doing a lot of interviews here lately. I'll send you the link for the video because you may want to do commentary on that. Because a lot of times, we always talk about saving our little girls, but baby, we got to save our little boys too.
Yep.
We got to save our boys too because it happens to our boys.
Definitely.
Wow. Well, I wish the brother number success. I don't know if he'll ever fully recover from the woman he was with that, kind of got him in this situation as far as his career is concerned.
Oh man, you gotta hear him talk to him because he lets you know he will recover.
Oh, okay.
That he gonna be better. He lets you know that he understands that it was supposed to happen. He talks about he was headed in the wrong direction. He didn't have his head on straight. Like you're gonna have to watch some of his interviews. Like,
wow.
Yeah. Because they say, they don't just say it's the truth that hurt people.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think he's just intentionally trying to be an abuser, but when you push that right button on him, it's gonna come out.
Yep.
It sounds like he definitely has some rage that was there, but I don't know. It doesn't seem as if he flat out abused
the girl,
but
right.
Any little bit of reaction can cause what happened. Her chasing him in the alley, him trying to get away, all of that. But I will say this, it sounds like he wants to right his wrongs and admit to some things that he needs to be accountable for. But that can be really blurry, so I think he needs to be careful with that.
He don't need to admit them to the world.
Huh?
He don't need to admit anything to the world.
Yeah, you got to be
Right.
careful with that because
Yeah.
people are not going to accept how you're actually trying to present it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to twist it into the actual um, guilty verdict that the courts gave them. You know, and they are automatically going to connect it to that, no matter what.
Right. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. But I think he has the right people in place.
Mm-hmm.
His career went, it took a nosedive like fast. Like everybody who was gonna walk away from him, they did it in like a week time. Like,
Yeah.
and he's slowly building himself back up and getting himself in position to continue to excel. He's a young brother. He's like 35 years old, and he has plenty of time and opportunity to redeem himself.
I think he's gonna be okay. All it
Hmm.
takes.
I was just, I was speaking on just like making sure that she knew the signs, making sure that she, not just Megan Good, anybody, because I was speaking on the different kind of abuses that we have as men. You got some men that just outright gonna let you know.
Right.
They let you know out the gate what it is. And you
What's
got
going,
some,
Yep.
Am? What's going on, girl? I see you down there in the chat. I see you, Lachelle. I see you, Adrian. I see you, Roz. What's going on with you? Yeah, it's a, he's slowly doing it right, but you still, a lot of folk, especially in this world we live in, they're very unforgiving. And
Very.
they're looking for any way to have some type of asterisk where you can't be great. They're looking for a way to always hold you down or something.
ain't that
Right.
But
the
see,
But
the
they're
difference,
unforgiving to who they want. They pick and choose. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, some of the same people that was worried about a content creator being abusive are the same people that had Chris Brown plastered all over their social media accounts. So, like I said, people pick and choose. And I love Chris Brown. Don't get me wrong. I think he had to go through some growing. Hopefully, he'll never beat a woman again or close his fist and hit a woman. But yeah, it's a pick and choose. Like,
well, Chris Brown career has taken a hit too. Now, I mean, he
I
had to,
know,
he
but
had
what
to,
I'm saying, bro, is
yeah,
that even though it's taking a hit, you have the community, social media, judge and jury. Some of the
right,
judge and jury consist of people who absolutely cannot stand a man who never hit his wife versus it being an accusation, allegedly, versus Chris Brown, who actually closed his fist and gave black eyes. And same thing with Chad Ocho. Evelyn Lozada had a scar down the center of her forehead that she said she had to have cosmetic surgery. But we still love Chad. I don't have no problem with the brother, whatever he calls him, the headbunter. We know that Evelyn is fiery, a firecracker, and probably was popping off or whatever. So he headbutted her. But not to make an excuse, hopefully it was a one-time thing. Like the brother did it. Now he has to take ownership and accountability and get help. But it's all I'm saying is people pick and choose who they want to show grace to. The same people that hate a man who has never hit a woman and it's only been alleged to hit a woman, or the same people that have actual men proven to have closed their fists and given black eyes to women. So they pick and choose.
well, what I have to say to that, I think you're right. I mean, when it comes to Chad Ocho, I don't know what was true all about that, but I do know that Chris Brown situation, you know, it was very, that was hard. We understand what he did to Rihanna.
Mm-hmm.
But what I look at more than anything, I look at it. you know, of course, some of our black brothers have found themselves in situations where, um, you know, you can be labeled as an abuser of some situations. But also, when it comes down to our white brothers, they don't get the same criticism throughout social
Hmm.
media. I remember the guy
Yep.
that owns the UFC fighting, and now he owns slap boxing or whatever it is.
Hmm.
Vanna White, whatever his name is. Are y'all
I
there?
don't know his name, but I
I
know
can hear you, bro.
And my phone is tripping. Yeah, he got a little bit of press, um, and they kind of forgave him right there on air. Like you had Stephen A. Smith saying, you know, that's my friend after he done slapped his after he slapped his wife, right? So or whatever he did to the woman, he did something, and I think it was caught on tape. My thing is, it ain't enough. It ain't enough accountability for when it happened to other people that don't look like us. But
Right.
when it looked like us, it's like we got to go through all kind of and some of them deserve, you know, to not have the same following and same to be looked at um, in a good way. But you're right, they pick and choose. But I just think across the board, you know, if you we can't overlook what the white man, if he's white and he don't, you know, just because he's not, I don't know. I think we come down on our own harsher than others, in my book.
I agree.
That's true. That's so true. That's just like the black man in general. They look at him as a vicious animal, just being mean.
Uh huh.
When you go back to days of slavery, who were the brutal people?
Who would have
Hmm.
what?
Who were the brutal people? Who was brutal? Who were mean? Who was
Oh, who
doing
was brutal? Who was
the
more brutal?
mean? Yeah, who was it? It sure wasn't the
Uh,
black man.
yeah, well, no, no, not at all. Over the years, of course.
Then they come out fighting and they become these mean, brutal.
It's a double standard throughout. I'm
Mhm.
thinking it's a double standard throughout sports. It's a double standard throughout history. Um, if you notice, the only sport that you're allowed to fight in is in hockey, right? It's predominantly all
Mhm.
Caucasian men on the ice. Um, they're able to fight and get their frustrations out in the moment. But if any type of fighting happened in any other sport, um, guys are losing money or they possibly losing their career. So it's a double standard across the board, you know, and especially when it comes to um, domestic violence and stuff like that. You know, we're more likely to be canceled
Oh yeah.
in this culture um, for any type of violence. You know, whether you the other person provoked it or not. You know, we're the ones that's going to suffer the consequences.
Right.
Hey Ebony. And it's been like that forever. And anybody else that came in, if I didn't see you, hi. I was looking down. Um, it's gonna be like that till the end of time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that till the end of time. If you take a black man who they call being like a white boy type,
Hmm.
they look at them as defenseless, you know, or non-harmful, non-confrontational, and they some of the meanest wrestlers you ever want to see.
Yeah.
That's some of the meanest. You ever party with white people, DM?
Nah, I just seen them. I seen the frat houses and stuff. I seen they was able to get away with a whole lot more. Now, that's all I know.
Yes, sir.
They was able to have a whole frat house. They were able to, you know what I'm saying, do whatever they wanted to do, play the music as loud as they want. But, you know, if it was one, you know, if it was our house or something, you know, they, you know, you can't get away with that. But I'm just saying, it's been a double standard for years, you know, and and now we witnessing it in the Jonathan Majors. I think the brother needs to make sure that he stay away from that situation. You know, he don't owe nobody an explanation. Um,
Right.
you know, you've been convicted. You know, they try to take your career away. You had to fight to get your, you know, self back acceptable to the community or
Mm-hmm.
across the board. You know, so that you can still make a living doing what you love to do and doing what you're gifted to do. Um, I would just, if I was him, man, I would stay clear of that conversation because nobody's going to have the grace like I'm chosen said. Nobody's going to give him that type of grace. They're going to find ways to nick and pick and pretty much tear it apart. So, you know, there's no, I'm not surprised that Rolling Stones dropping the audios of that relationship. How was it even recorded? Like, who knew it was? Did he know he was getting secretly recorded?
That part. That part.
You know
Yep.
what I mean? Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what's going on. It's a
Exactly.
setup. It's a setup,
Yep.
Tyler.
That there
You got to be
right there.
careful, man. These relationships, people are secretly recording you. They're doing a lot of different things that I, to me, I can't trust that. I mean, if somebody's secretly recording you, man, that's so unbelievable. That's unreal.
It's sad.
Mm-mm.
Same people you lay down with and swap body. Yeah. Never mind.
Ebony said, I partied with white people before, lots of times. Ebony, what's the difference you find in partying with them and partying with black people?
I've never personally, unless they're in my
You have?
family. Only if they're in my family.
You ever heard the saying, getting white boy wasted?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Say, they don't say it for nothing. They don't say it for nothing.
Wow.
They will fight you, try to take your whole head off, and then by the end of the night, I love you, man.
Right. That's what I see in the movies.
Oh, it's for real.
Mm.
It's for real. Even the women. Honey, when they
Hey,
call each
Ebony.
other, when they call each other a cunt, you better get ready, baby.
Wow.
Down. Mm.
Man, that used to be one of my words. I might still call somebody one.
You will.
I sure will.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I haven't done it in years, but it's in me.
I'm trying not to call nobody that.
Right.
Yes, indeed. Well, all we know now is, you know, people need to keep their hands to themselves. And
Right.
Jonathan, man, if I'm you, I'd do the same thing I did last time is run. I would run again. I mean, if you get convicted over running, shoot, I'll take that.
Yeah, let them say what they gonna say, but you ain't got that charge. You ain't got that charge and all that other stuff
Yeah.
come with it.
If I get charged for running for away, then I can live with it. Because at the end of the day, what we seeing is a man that did not want to beat the woman.
Right.
You know, you can't help it when somebody all up in your face, all up trying to go chest to chest with you. You know, but you able to get away from it, then you know the best thing to do is run.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's just me.
Sissy, did you thank Blue Pop for the super sticker?
No, I didn't even see
And
this.
Amber, I don't know if anybody else.
No,
Thank you, Lou Pop, my baby. Thank
but I
you,
will.
AM.
You know, when you get to the end of the live, you can go back and look at them all. There's a little button up there where you can go and see them all.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Danny Boo. I love you, girl.
Hey, Danny.
Did Ebony respond to what I asked her? Mm-mm. She didn't.
No.
Mm-mm. But now we have to recognize the difference and know what abuse really is.
Right.
Know the signs, the red flags, and move accordingly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You got some men who gonna tell you straight up in your face what they're gonna do to you. They're the ones you run far, far, far away from.
Mm-hmm.
You run from them type of men.
Some men really talk too much. Don't tell me you gonna beat my ass.
Do you think if a man tell you, or if a man tells a woman he gonna beat her ass, should you believe him, or should you just think he piping?
Oh no, you believe that? A man don't normally. He normally don't sell all kind of wolf tickets when it comes to a female. If you got a man talking reckless like that, um, I think. Hold on one second. I think that you gotta kind of process. Women have to process what triggered that response from him, and if it wasn't, especially if it wasn't unwarranted, you then know you got somebody on your hands that eventually you're gonna get your A whooped by. Okay.
Right.
Now, if you all up in his face and you're the aggressor, and he happens to say something like that, oftentimes that means he just has triggers, he has buttons, and that means don't
Don't
press
keep
your luck.
going.
Yeah, don't press your luck because
Mm-hmm.
he can't contain how he's going to respond. You know, especially if he's a quiet man or something of that nature.
So what about when it is warranted, DM?
If it's warranted, oftentimes a real man still is going to avoid putting hands on a woman. That's not that. I don't care how warranted it is, unless your life is completely in danger. It's unnecessary for a man to feel like I'm gonna beat this woman. Hey, you understand what I'm saying? I think that's
Right.
when the man has to be a real man will remove himself from the situation altogether.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens in over time is most men don't go around talking about their
Beating
last
on a woman.
encounter with a woman and how and trying to expose her for being a toxic or a woman that is very violent or volatile. So we don't normally go around and share our stories. So oftentimes
Right.
she gets away with not ever having to be accountable for anything. But think about it like this: when women get away from their abusers or whatever have you, they often try to tell other people what they experience. And if that's the case, then I think that keeps women safer from entering or going trusting the situation in a certain way. But most men, we don't talk about what we really been through and what we had to experience when the shoe was on the other foot. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it just creates more of a woman that think that she's right in everything she do.
Mm-hmm.
We have these instances too. I can speak on my own with my ex-husband. Um, He's 10 years older than me, right? He's older than me. So when I met him, oh man, I was head over heels because I'm leaving the fast life now. I'm, leaving that life behind. Um, my ex boyfriend, he's now, no, he wasn't in federal penitentiary at that time. I think he was just doing like a 6 month sentence or something like that in state prison. And I meet my ex husband, which was military. So life was starting to change for me, and I was just head over heels, right? I was starting to see a world where you could still have nice things without being with somebody selling drugs and things of that nature. So, I was goofy, right? Tickle to
Mm-hmm.
death. So one day, his ex-wife came, and I can't remember. She was dropping off their daughter, and she saw me, and who is that? Who is that? She wanted to know who I was. So quite naturally, in hindsight, I didn't, see it that way, but I thought she was just trying to be nosy and see who I was to start something. But now
Mm-hmm.
I go back and say, well, she's dropping her child off at a place. So why wouldn't she want to know who the woman is, who's around her child? But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, you have to have enough trust in that man to know that he's not going to have his child in this situation. But nonetheless, it's as time went on, it's like every time she would drop off or pick Brit up, she would tell me things, and she'd be like, "Honey, you ain't gonna stay, and if you do, you dumb, you young." She would tell me, "You young, you young, you don't know what you're getting yourself into." She would always say, "You young, you young." You don't know what you're getting yourself into. He this, he that, he the third. She would say it every chance that she got. And his response would be, "Oh, she just mad. She jealous I left her ass." You know how it go. He would say all this stuff. That woman want a bit more line than a man in the moon. You hear me? She won't lie.
Mm-hmm.
She won't lie. But sometimes we as women, we get ourselves in that headspace that especially in my situation where I was seeing a life that I had never seen before. I was starting to travel and all this other stuff. And here you come over here, you jealous because he got somebody younger and all of this stuff. But honey, that woman was not lying. Everything she said, he was. And some more. And
Do
some more.
you think that you brought negative energy out in him?
Well, let me say this. As far as that's concerned, remember I just told you how I would cuss my baby daddy out, like tell him
Mm-hmm.
go F your mammy. That's who brought I would say something. Girl, let me tell you, I used to say some stuff to him.
To this one,
My not
the
my
military.
but my kid's father.
Okay.
I would say some stuff to him. Why are you so angry? I don't know what you in here mad at me for. Go be mad at your mammy. That's who brought your bitch ass in this world, not me. Don't be, I would say stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm being introduced to a new way of living. So I work very hard on not saying certain stuff out my mouth. Okay,
Right.
I didn't want to lose the life that I was being introduced to at the same time. So
Mm-hmm.
even if you did say or do something that kind of was fishy, I'd be like, I'll just let that go. I'll just let that go. You know, um, I ignored every flag that there was. Girl, they weren't just little red flags. They were big flags. They were, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And I ignored every one of them. And I'm going to say, me and that man had 2 physical altercations. 2. Only 2 physical altercations. And out of those 2 physical altercations, let me say this. None of them amounted to the verbal and mental and emotional abuse that man gave to me. None of it. None of it. Isn't it? Those licks cannot equate to some of the personal things that he did. You know, he tell my kids when he got mad at me. He tell my older kids didn't belong to him. He tell my older kids, "Y'all might well get your stuff packed up and get ready to go to mom. Send your mammy back to the projects where I got her from."
Wow.
Oh God.
Mm-mm.
Oh y'all, you talk about hurtful? That hurt me more than any lick upside my head. You hear me?
That's wild.
That hurt. Em said I'm echoing. Let me turn this thing down. So yeah, but the flags were there. But we as women, we have a tendency to overlook a lot of things. Because of what that moment, what we feel, what we're getting, you know, and the big picture is how other people see the relationship.
Yeah.
I understand now. I was just a trophy piece to him. Something that looked good when we went out together.
Mm-hmm.
Tell it, Miss White.
Yeah, I mean, for real. For real.
You daggone right. You daggone right.
We had a tumultuous freaking relationship and marriage, but when we went outside together, we looked good. Okay, people would be like, what they say now, relationship goes. That's what it looked like, and I was dying on the inside. I was dying on the inside, and again, it was very few physical altercations. Two that I can remember. If it's anymore, I just don't remember. Um, and maybe I don't remember them because it was not as significant as the type of mental abuse that this dude poured out on me. It was horrible. So just imagine somebody telling your kids that pack your stuff up. Your man may be back in the practice where I got him from. His ex-wife, she's retired out of the military too. She lives around the corner from me.
Now?
She does not live far from me.
Wow.
I think I told you, Muhammad Ali is her uncle. Her mother is Muhammad Ali's sister.
No, you didn't tell me that.
I didn't. And you know, to this day, we can laugh, girl. We laugh because now he's a militant drunk, retired drunk. Like oh God, he's awful. But we can laugh about it now.
What you survived.
Yeah, we laugh about it now, but it wasn't laughing then, and it was the abuse was so bad. I left. I didn't know where I was going, how I was gonna get there. I told my kids, I was like, "We leaving," and I made them a promise that I couldn't keep. I promised them I was like, "We ain't gonna live no less than what we live now," and we lived in the area right not far from Fort Bragg called Cottonade. And it was big, beautiful homes, like big, beautiful homes. We had a 6-bedroom, 3-car garage. We had a beautiful home. And I left. And I ended up in a shelter, having to send my kids back to my parents almost 3 hours away because I couldn't provide. I couldn't keep up with them. But one thing that I knew is that we were not going back. Like when I got away, I was gone. I couldn't provide. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know how I was going to do it.
But look at you now.
I used to always say, when I get out of this situation, won't no other man ever control me. Won't no other man ever tell me to when, where's a house, or, you know, anything. Look, any finances was in his name. I never had. You know, my lips are so chapped from this pollen stuff. But anyway, I never had anything in my name. He controlled all the finances, all the everything. So when I got out here in this real world and started trying to survive on my own, with no drug dealer no more to run back to. Cause by now he already doing um his federal penitentiary bid. Um, I won't going back to him. I mean, life was just changing. I'm like, how am I gonna do this?
Mhm.
And I sent my kids back with my parents because when I moved from Fort Bragg, I left. I'm sorry, I left Fayetteville. I went back to my hometown, stayed there every bit of 3 months, and I was like, oh hell no, it's got to be something better to do than this. We flipped a coin, and my son at the time he was the baby, so he called heads or tails. Tails was Charlotte, heads was Atlanta. Here you see we in Charlotte. I had a Mazda 626. Yeah, I sold everything I had, everything, down to the stove that did not belong to me.
I remember you told me that.
It won't even mine. It was where I was renting it.
It's crazy.
And the kids were sitting on clothes. They had stuff all up under their feet. Like when I tell you that car was packed, a gnat couldn't crawl in that car. He would have had.
Mhm.
That's how tight we had that car. And we came to Charlotte. I got to Charlotte, and it was a wake-up call because I never had anything in my name. I didn't have any credit worthiness. I didn't have anything. I took my kids to a shelter. I'm walking around the shelter with a bleach bottle, bleaching water, telling them before you sit down, spray this, can't touch that, just all over the place. And I did that for about 2 weeks. I sent my kids back home to my parents, and I found a way. That's why I had to realize what I was really made out of. And I used to always say, well, if another man control me with money, that would never, ever, ever, ever happen again. And I stuck to that. You hear me? I meant that. But now look at me. See, that's why I say when God has something ordained for your life, it's going to happen one way or the other. We got a business. Now we have 3 businesses actually. But it's times when I don't want to open the food truck, I don't have to. My husband's still going to make a way. He's the provider. He's going to make sure it happens. And I'm comfortable with it. The very thing that I said I would never do when it came to finances, I do now. And I don't have no problem with my husband providing and taking care of me. And I don't feel, I don't even know the right word. I don't feel secluded. I don't feel less than or that I'm not going to have. Because it's a difference when you find yourself a mate and when God gives you a mate. That's what makes the difference. So I had to eat those words. But I'm comfortable in my space now. So we cannot ignore the signs. And sometimes the signs are not going to always be written out in black and white from you. When the ex come to you and she start trying to tell you little things, don't take everything as jealousy. Even if you don't believe everything she say, be wise enough to say, I peeped that. Or keep a mental note in the back of your mind. Because all these women ain't lying. They be trying to look out for us. But honey, you couldn't tell me that then. You couldn't tell me that then.
Well, that's a. Go ahead, Miss White. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. That is a lot. You know, when you kind of like learning yourself in a sense. You're learning. A lot of times, in a lot of relationships, we're actually learning ourselves as much as we think we're learning the other person. So I think we have to, um, as we grow in understanding, we can kind of understand. Okay, this is what how I felt in this situation, and oftentimes, we can I think in most relationships we can give ourselves, and all of a sudden you don't lost yourself to somebody in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
where it feels like you don't lost control of um you're trying, you know what I'm saying, you're looking to be led by a man or led by, or for a woman to contribute in a way. And it seems like you're either, for a woman it can be, hey, I'm trying to give this man the opportunity to lead me, and but you can lose yourself in that just as well as a man can lose himself in a way where you're catering to a woman's emotions all the time, and her emotions dictate your how you're going to respond and handle things. So it's a give and take. It's a give and take in all of these situations. But the most important thing is, as you're learning who you are, you have to stay true to that. Stay true to doing the work and making sure that once God do deliver you out of that situation, you know how you contribute to it as well, to where somebody had that type of control over your life, and because it can be the stature of the man, or if he's making good money, or it could be the sex game. It could be a lot of reasons why we turned the blind eye to the red flags. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, so I just think as we learn who we are, we then are responsible for the next situation we put ourselves into.
Because when you know, you do better. We're
Uh huh.
supposed to anyway.
Uh huh.
We're supposed, at least we're supposed to.
What's
And
going on, Alexis? Everybody pulling up. Hey, Miss Lysander. Let
it
me
was
say hi to
definitely,
Miss Lysander.
Miss Lucinda, how
Hey,
you?
hey, hey, Aisha. What's going on? Everybody in the chat. My 2 cents. What's good with it? Danny's in the building. Hey, Danny.
Hi, Dimples.
Yeah, they pulling up on you, Miss White.
Now I
Everybody pulling
see
up.
it was a lot for me to learn. Just abuse. I've been around abuse as far as I can remember. I can't remember a time in my life that there was not any abuse. Um, hey, Upper, I tell people all the time that my abuse started as a young child. No, it wasn't me physically being abused, but just watching my mom and dad fight, and my dad being an abuser. It was abuse to me too. So that's what I mean when I say my abuse started as a child.
Right.
So I've been around abuse for so long. And I'm the first in my generation to break the mold. So these little kids that I have now, the grands that I raised and everything, they've never seen it. Don't even know what it looked like. And I always say I thank God for allowing me uh, to be that change, for
Right.
being um, smart enough and wise enough to, although I ignored the flags at first, to begin to see them and move forward. And even when trying to get out of abuse, it's not easy. It's, oh my God, y'all just heard me say I ain't have a pot to piss in and wouldn't throw it out of. Had to send
Yeah.
my kids to my mom and dad, and that hurt me so bad because when I see parents who don't take care of their children and provide for their kids, um, that was my motivation to hurry up and move faster, go harder, do it quicker, faster, quicker, smarter, crack
Yeah.
faster, faster, quicker, smarter, smarter, quicker, faster, just like go, 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 go. Because it had never been a time that I didn't know what my kids wore to school in the morning, or I didn't see that the hair needed to be done. I just, those are things. Now, granted, school was out,
Right.
school was out, but it had never been a time that I did not wake up and go to bed with my children. So that was um, my motivation to make it do what it do, and that's what I did. Now my older kids, they watched it. They watched me go through. They heard it. They seen it. They smelt it. You know, however you want to put it. But these little babies I got now, they don't know what it is. I take care of my dad now. For those of y'all who don't know, I've had my dad. My dad had a stroke right after my mom passed away. He had a massive stroke, and I've been taking care of my dad almost 6 years. And it took a long time for him to adjust because he would get in here and he started raising hell and going off, and I had to be like, daddy, you know, we can't do that. Those days are gone. These kids have never seen it, and we're not going to expose them to any of that. And it took him a good 6 months, baby, but he got it. I tease Amber them all the time. I said, I'm waiting for my daddy to come out that room and just cuss me out, and y'all gonna hear it. Because, you know, he's getting older, he's honoring, and he still like to have his way sometimes. But he started to respect the fact that I wasn't gonna deal with that. And I didn't want to hear it. And I'm used to it, I'm accustomed to it, but I didn't want the kids to have to be exposed to that. And we maintain good.
Well, naturally, women, if really shown in the example, it's natural for women not to be completely toxic in relationships. You know what I'm saying? I think most women that operates in their femininity won't be toxic. You know, they will be very much modest in catering and nurturing to their man. But what we see now is a generation that is almost like women are completely out of their femininity, and they don't operate in it whatsoever. So the mere fact that whatever you experience as far as abuse, it didn't take away from your ability to still find peace in another relationship where your children did not have to be exposed to toxicity based on your whatever you experienced in previous relationships, you know. So I just think that we need more women to prove that, hey, you don't have to be toxic in relationships. You can literally get along with your mate, and if it don't work out, it just don't work out. But to be up there getting abused or abusing your man and having these cussing battles and all of this stuff, I think that's very harmful on children's mindsets to know what healthy relationships look like. Whether you guys gonna make it or not. I think people can still fall out of love, but never once had to be have a whole violent or toxic relationship. You know, and sometimes things don't work out. But that don't mean I gotta operate and sit there and tolerate disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that we have to we have to show that we can be grown adults and operate in our masculinity, and for women will operate in their femininity to the point where there's not a whole lot of disrespect, whole lot of abuse and verbal abuse. If there's something that just doesn't work, it doesn't work, you know. And I just think that we have to get back to that. But thank you, Aisha, for shouting me out, and beautiful queen. I'm definitely gonna hit y'all with a live soon. I've just been trying to maintain some things and get some things on track here with the new contract I'm running. But I appreciate y'all so much for keeping me alive in these YouTube streets, and thank y'all so much for those that I've been still trying to support and pull up on people, especially Miss White. I barely can catch her live, so I was grateful to catch this live.
Yeah. That's because we haven't been live since December. We did go live January 1st and we did a giveaway, but we hadn't been live.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you and I'm chosen. I know that y'all support heavy, and y'all are very much heavy supporters, and I think that the whole sector should be returning that favor.
Oh, thank you to him. We
Hmm.
try to do our best. I just want to piggyback off what you said about being putting yourself in a position like with your kids and everything.
Uh-huh.
I just want to say how we teach our kids, and a lot of times you don't have to sit down and say something verbally to them out of your mouth for them to learn. They watch, and we're teaching them by our actions. We teach them when they watch what we do. You may think that kids are not watching or paying attention, but they do. They learn from watching us. Um,
Yes.
Journey is she's 10 years old now, and when she was little, she used to call me honey. She used to call me honey, 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 honey. And I said, why is she calling me honey? And one
Hmm.
day she said, Daddy said honey. Daddy say honey. Because she hear him call me honey so much that she almost thought that was my name.
Right.
She was saying, honey. So you asked her, so what's mommy name? What's daddy name? And you pointed to me, she would say, honey.
Honey.
So we had to teach
Hmm.
her it's Roz because she thought that was my name because that's all she heard, you know? So
Right.
imagine if, he was calling me bitch or whore, that she probably would have thought that was my name. But it was just all the time, honey, honey, honey. Amber's laughing because she know now. Even when he upset with me, he be like, "Honey, what you doing?" I'm still honey. I'm still honey. I'm not nothing else.
Right.
He'll call me. Even when he's upset, I'm still honey. So I think that's a great example of knowing that your kids are watching
Yeah.
and they're learning from you. They're definitely learning from you. I
Well,
used to tell them,
I never really seen my mother and my father argue at all. I can't even recall a day, and I can't recall not one day they was upset with each other. Not one. Now
yeah,
she leave it to her when she was alive. When he was gone, she was like, we argued all the time. Y'all just didn't see it. Y'all didn't hear it. And
yeah, that's right. That's right.
I think that is that that shows that the impression that they didn't want to have on us, as kids. And our walls are very thin in the house. So if she's being real about it, I can't recall. I haven't heard it. You know what I'm saying? So um, basically, I think that it's messed up how what we've turned into, as people,
Mhm.
that we don't
Mhm.
respect each other enough to um, honor or just respect how somebody may feel, how they might not feel, and how we've we kind of go into relationships and come out of relationships. We don't think about our children in a way that where most people more think more about their feelings more than their kids.
That's
Um,
right.
I think that you gotta sometimes put your grown pants on, what they used to call them britches. You put your britches
Mhm.
on
Mhm.
and pull them on up and understand um that you decided to get in that relationship or that
Yeah.
marriage.
You
And,
you
and
you
yeah.
you don't know how old you are. Like I was just sitting here thinking because sometimes my husband make me so freaking mad. I be pissed, and I have to sit there and eat it because if the kids are around,
Uh-huh.
I just chew it up. But I can't wait. I cannot wait to get around in that room. We're gonna close that door. Off, but I won't say a word in front of
Right.
those kids. Like I'm not gonna do it. And I be wanting to go on mine. I be wanting, woo. And I have learned to gain so much control, and maybe that's because of the respect that he gives back uh, to me. And it don't mean that we don't fuss, because we have arguments, we fuss just like anybody else do. But we've learned how to fuss. We've learned how to have disagreements, and it's not in front of the kid.
Come on now.
We've
Come
learned
on.
that. We've learned that, and it don't mean we always get along, because we don't.
Right.
we, hmm And
I'm
I love to
chosen.
hear you say that. You said I don't remember hearing my parents fuss. I don't remember
No,
hearing.
no, 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 not at all. I'm gonna be real with you real quick with this one. Um, I'm just grateful how I was raised because when I act up in public, my mother there was a known thing. If you show out, I'm a she pretty much match the energy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can get my butt whooped in public, so I knew that. But oftentimes, my mother would always she it was a known fact. If she gave you a look, that mean wait till we get home. Look, when I get you when you get home, you getting your butt whooped. So you kind of knew how to behave and know what your behavior was gonna lead you to. There was only a few times my mother had to actually get me in public, but there was you were we was raised by a village, so a lot of people got an opportunity to whip my butt, and my mother sealed it with a butt whooping. So
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't so much that back in the day where you can just cut a fool and you don't get checked for it. So, but I'm grateful because my moms were always she had that temperament where you gonna still catch that butt whooping, but she didn't flat out embarrass you because of certain circumstances, of where you were at or how it actually played out. She'll wait till you get home, and then you're gonna get that butt whooping. But if you embarrassing her, oh, you're gonna get embarrassed out there.
Right
You know
back.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Out in public. But if you just cutting a fool and she noticed it, that's a wait until you get home butt whooping. You understand what I'm saying?
You're right there because I remember, like my mom, she didn't play that either. Wherever you cut up at is where she got you at, and I
Right.
remember she'll get you a little bit right there, but when you got home, that's when the grand finale was coming, and she'd be like out here embarrassing me. She would say that. My mom would say that. My paternal grandmother would say that out here embarrassing me, and I think about that a lot now. Like, did I get a whooping for what I did wrong, or because I embarrassed you? Like, so it definitely made you think about what you was doing before you did it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it made you think about it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, my mom did not play. Whatever if we cut up in church, she came and got us right there on the pew. Mm, Lord Jesus, she did not play, but
Not
was
at all.
the sweet woman good as gold. I mean, my mom, she was a rare breed. Like, she was something special. She took my daddy to the altar every Sunday. Every Sunday, she took my daddy to the altar in prayer. Every Sunday. So after he had that stroke, he don't drink anymore, smoke or anything, and he was forced to stop. And he always
Uh-huh.
saying now, he be like, "Your mama never got a chance to see me sober." And he be sad about it. I said, "Daddy, she know." She know, but she was just a God fearing church going woman. Like my dad, on the other hand, he was a whole nother whoo
Whole
child.
nother situation, man.
Lord have mercy.
Mm-mm.
But she never left. I don't know how she did it. But back then, they did it. I wouldn't. I ain't even gonna say I wouldn't, because we always say what we wouldn't do. We don't know what we would have did. So we know what we like to think we wouldn't do or wouldn't have did, but we don't know. We don't know. Well, we've been out here for a good little minute. We gonna have
Alrighty.
to get ready and shut this bad boy down because I'm going to go to the movie theater and see Mr.
Well,
Major's new movie.
well, I appreciate the love. Thank you, I'm chosen for inviting me up, and Miss White, appreciate
No
everything.
doubt. Of course.
Hopefully, I added something that your listening audience could take, and hopefully it was positive, something they can take positive and add it to their life. Thank y'all
Of
so
course,
much, y'all.
you always do, and you're always welcome. We love to have you.
Yeah, we love you.
We
Okay,
appreciate
y'all.
it.
Much
I'm a,
love and respect, y'all. See
All
y'all
right.
later.
Everybody for the
Okay, now.
super stickers. Yeah, we're gonna go live. We're gonna get back on track. We started working on a new intro last night. I think y'all gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it. Yo. And we have Blue Pot with a $10 super chat for support. Thank you so much, my love.
Thank you, baby.
M to the M to the M said, hey, support the hope. Why I chosen up there twice. Oh yeah, we read that. Sabrina, member for 3 months now. Thank you, girl. We love you, Sabrina.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Aisha sent a $10 super sticker. We love and appreciate each and every one of you all. Y'all know Miss White is working on getting back in her mojo of going live for you guys. In the matter of these legal situations and stuff that I have going on, it was just kind of, I just chose to just kind of stay back and keep myself out the way because y'all know I'm already being sued. So I was like, let me just shut my mouth altogether. But then I come to the realization I'm not going to let nobody muzzle me.
Period.
Get my mindset together. So, yeah, here we are. So, anybody got anything they would like to say before we begin to end the live, Sissy? Let's start with you, I guess.
No, I think I'm talked out right now. I'm still disappointed I couldn't use my little sound machine. I'm gonna reach out to my bro and see if he can help me.
Oh,
Okay.
well, yeah, we got to work on that, y'all. Y'all probably heard me hitting some buttons here and there.
Yep.
I don't know these keys yet either, so
I heard that one.
yeah, I know. I know. God is always in control. Even when we don't think he is, he always working behind the scenes, you know?
Facts, Aisha.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
But
we
thank
got to
you guys for joining us.
come back in. God. Yep. But, we kind of got off track. But this live really was to cover a lot of different, not just abuse, but it had so many breadcrumbs that can come out of the live because going into when the woman is the breadwinner, the abuse piece. And it had a lot of breadcrumbs, and we probably like trickle back to it here and there
Yeah.
in the discussions. But it was good to be back. I missed everybody. It was so glad to hear from everybody.
Yeah.
And I guess we will have to see y'all on the next go round. How about that? If our hearts and minds are clear, we're gonna end the live.
See y'all in the chats. Love y'all.